You all can hear me, right?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yeah. Good afternoon. Okay, so what was the topic that last we dropped in the previous class? What were we discussing? Breadcrumb schema. Okay. XML sitemap. We discussed the status codes as well, right? XML sitemap status codes. HTTP status code 200, 404, 500, 301. Right? You all remember we took the example to understand the status codes. Can anybody tell what does 301 mean? What does 200 mean? 200 mean? Correct, Mohit. Content exists. Yeah. What does status code 404 indicate? Huh? The content is not available. Correct. And what is 500 server, sorry, status code? Server is busy or not responding to your requests. That is 500 server error. Okay. Anyway, so we have understood how to write XML sitemap. Correct. We all know the guidelines as well for the XML sitemap. We understood about the schema implementation as well, how schema benefits. Correct, everyone? So we were about to get started with HTML sitemaps, I believe. Correct? Yeah. Okay. So HTML sitemap. Okay. So people used to compile list of all the URLs or web pages on the website and put it on a document. Okay. So as an anchor tag. So how do we write the anchor tags? Anchor tags will be written this way. Ahref. So if you want to make any link clickable on your website, you have to write it this way. Do you all see the screen? You have to write it, click here. So when you drop this on your HTML web page, you see only click here. Okay. You see only screen is stuck. Okay, so let me do one thing. I'll reshare. Let me stop and restart. It happens quite often. Okay, so you all can see, right? It's not stuck now, right? So now what am I discussing? Yeah, this one. Yeah, click here. So what happens is this HTML tag, when you drop it on your HTML page, you will see only click here or any text of your choice. Read more, click now, click here. Correct? Correct. And now when you click on it, it will be taking you to this website or anything that you put here. We have to write colon slash slash. Yes. So it will be taking, this is called as anchor tag. An anchor tag is an HTML tag through which a click leads to the destination page. It will be, it's a navigation to a destination page. Any page that you point here. Okay. So now an HTML sitemap is simply you are going to drop these kinds of links to many pages on your website. So let's assume this is about us and this is going to be contact contact us. This URLs also will be accordingly about slash stuck again contact and then home. So this way simply you will be dropping all the links pertaining to your website to one file and you will be saving it as .html, XML sitemap, whatever. You can just, the file extension can be anything, but simply you will drop all of this and it just looks like this. I'll show it to you. If I'm saving this, okay, this is in the downloads. Let me open this file. Did I save it? Recent. Where is here index.html? Right here. So this is how it looks. You see here, about us, left bottom. If I click on it, it takes to about us page. Contact us. If I click on it, it takes to contact us page. Home, it's taking to home page. Do you all see that? Let me arrange for a monitor for next class. Yeah. Are you all observing this? So now I want one below the other. I'll just tag this tag called break tag. Yeah. So now any web page, so now simply list of all the URLs on one page. Like this way you can drop few tens of URLs. If you have 50 URLs, 60 URLs on your website, you can drop all of these URLs. Okay. And you can save it as sitemap, sitmap dot. This is how it might look on your website, and this will be your website name, whatsoever your website is. Right? So why are we doing this is that bot visits this web page, we are helping bot to crawl all of these pages. You are creating a convenience for bot to crawl all of these pages. Are you all getting it, everybody? See, when bot is navigating this page, let's say you have a website called the Hope Clinic, or I have a website called Canara Digital, or you have a website called ABC, and somebody else have a website something else. And how does bot visit those websites? Now, if you are dropping the links of all those, it will crawl. But here it is not external; it is internal. On your website, you might have 100 pages, and how will bot reach all those 100 pages? So from your bedroom, sorry, from your hall to if you have to go to your kitchen or a dining hall or bedroom, you need a path, right? Otherwise, somebody, if you are closing the completely packed, there is no space at all, there is no entry at all, how will you reach those rooms? You cannot, right? So here we are creating a convenience for bot to navigate various other web pages on your website. Clear? Clear? But so this is mostly suitable if you have only a small set of pages, let's say 20 web pages or 50 web pages or 100 web pages maximum. Okay. But then if you have few hundreds of URLs on the website and thousands of URLs on the website, HTML sitemap is not the right solution. The internal linking strategy is the right solution. And this being the reason you would not see HTML sitemaps for massive websites. For websites having 50, 100 URLs maximum, you can have HTML sitemap. And HTML sitemap is not a compulsion because you have a better alternative called as internal linking. You have something called as internal linking, and hence if you are a massive website, you can skip HTML sitemap and you can just go with internal linking mesh. Okay, the alternative is internal linking mesh. So maybe something like this. I'll show it to you. SFMC training or Snowflake. One second, everyone. Hello. Canada district. Yes. I'm in the middle of meeting, so I did not do anything. Your name, please? Yeah, 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 sure. Yeah. So now on this web page, see now we have created internal links. Look at this. See, we have dropped links to so many pages here. You see here. And now if I go to this web page, any other page, and same way you're going to see. So now bot, think of it's not me or you navigating. Now think of bot experiences. Bot sees the same thing. Bot is visiting from one page to another page within the website. Correct? Yeah. PMP course in Dubai. Bot also navigates through your website like this. So you're creating a convenience or path for bot to visit various other web pages on your website. This is internal linking mesh. Okay, clear? Yeah. So I'll just copy this. This is how your internal linking. Example of an HTML sitemap. Simple HTML sitemap. Yeah. Okay. Clear? Okay. So there are some guidelines for your HTML sitemap. So what you should be doing is, do not have any styling or avoid the regular styling for your web page. Do not have the JavaScript or any other kinds of functionalities as much possible. Okay, do not update images and videos on this page. Okay, so don't have these kinds of things on your HTML sitemap. Okay, clear? Okay, so now what is the difference between HTML sitemap and XML sitemap? What is the difference between HTML sitemap and XML sitemap? Anybody? What is the difference? Yeah? No. See, XML sitemap is just an information like your index page of your textbook, just providing the information or details about the topic, where is the topic on the website, and a couple of other things. Okay, whereas your HTML sitemap passes the bot energy as well. That's just information, and here it's passing the bot energy as well. Okay, the HTML sitemap is creating the actual path or navigation for the bot visits, whereas the XML sitemap is just the information. It's just providing the information, when was content last updated, how frequently the content changes on the web page, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Clear, right? Anybody has questions with regard to XML sitemap and HTML sitemap? Feel comfortable. Please ask the questions. So not only now, at any point of time when you are going through this document or the class recordings, or when you start implementing something on your website, if you are stuck, if you get any doubts or questions, please ask. Okay. Yeah. So I don't think this website has a HTML sitemap. HTML sitemap is not needed. Okay, there's no HTML sitemap. Yeah. Okay, next coming to robots.txt. See, most of these implementations, see XML sitemap, HTML sitemap, and robots.txt, all of these are creating convenience for bots to read your content, read the content put on the website. Okay, so they are working towards creating convenience for bots to crawl your website, or they'll avoid wastage of bot energy. Okay. See, whenever, see, for example, you all have visited the institute today. You all have visited with some bandwidth. Let's say I have to stay here for next 3 hours, 2 hours class and another 4 hours practice. Next 6 hours I'm going to stay here, right? So you come with some bandwidth here. Mobile operator gives you a bandwidth. 28 days the pack expires. 1 GB data per day, right? So bot obviously, see, of course bandwidth is energy or monetary value, any kind of value can be assigned for it. That's how you trade, right? You trade your time for money, correct? Same way bot also visits your website with some energy or bandwidth, correct? Everybody, are you all following me? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
So let's assume your time is 1 hour worth of 50,000 rupees. Can I simply come and sit next to you and chit chat and waste your 2 hours of time? So much of loss, right? For you, 1 lakh, correct? So same way, see, bot is visiting your website. You could have probably, maybe if you're a doctor, you would have provided treatment. If you're a consultant, you would have provided consulting services. If you're a trainer, you would have done a training, right? You would have played your respective role and you would have made money during those 2 hours, correct? So you are basically putting the time to proper use. Main goal is you have to make some money, correct? So you have avoided the waste. It's the same way here. Bots visiting your website will visit with some bandwidth. Bandwidth in terms of, either in terms of time or in terms of data. Time is, let's say I have to crawl this website for the next 30 minutes, right? So, or maybe let's say I have to crawl this website. Mohammed Mohit, twice you have joined twice. Okay, no problem. So I have to crawl this website for the next 30 minutes, or I have visited this website and I have to crawl only 50 MB of data on this website. This is the bandwidth. Are you all following it? Now what happens is, so there are good chances that bot might invest its energy on wrong pages on your website. What are those wrong pages? I'll show it to you. I'll just walk you through some examples. Okay. Now look at these pages. See, look at this URL. We don't have such URL on this website. This is dynamically created URL on the system. Add to cart, wish list, and see the underscore in the URL. See, there is add to wish list, add to cart, right? Feed. There are certain kinds of URLs that are dynamically generated on your website, right? So now what happens? So even before that, let's take this example. Let's assume each of your web page, is, let's say, 1 MB. Size, I'll put it as size is 1 MB, and load time is 5 seconds. It's taking 5 seconds to load, and size of the pages. Now case 1. So bot is visiting with a bandwidth of, with a, let's say, with a data bandwidth of 50 MB. So now I have given the criteria for you, and case 1. Now when bot has visited with 50 MB data, how many pages, web pages can a bot crawl now? when it has visited with 50 MB data. And you already know the size of page, size of each web page, time taken to load each web page is 5 seconds. See, when bot is visiting your website with 50 MB data, and if each page is 1 MB, how many pages can bot crawl? 50 pages. Now, see, it's 1 MB, right? So now let's assume page 1. Page 1 question mark equal to 1 to 3. Page 1 question mark equal to 1 2 3 1 2 2. Something like this are getting created dynamically. These two pages are of no use. These are exactly like your page 1. Okay, or maybe something else, whatsoever it is. Now you are not going to get anything out of this. But if by any chance bot visits these two pages, see, you would expect bot to crawl page 1, page 2, correct, page 3, correct, but not wasting energy on something like this, correct. If bot is visiting these kinds of pages, it's the same amount of energy that it is spending, what it is spending on page 1 or page 2 or page 3. Unnecessarily so much of energy is getting wasted on something that you don't need to be indexed or seen by bot. Now think of the scenario. You will read preface, who is the author of this book, right, his biography. You are running short of time. You have to get into the exam hall. You have hardly half an hour of time. If you had read some concepts, you would have done very well in the exam, correct? Instead of reading what are the habits of the author of this book, right? He will be writing thanks to my parents XYZ, right? I wrote this book spending this many number of dates XYZ. Preface, there is something called as preface in the books. I'm not sure if you have seen it or not. You have half an hour of time, you are about to get into the exam hall, and you know there is one particular question. If you could master that, you would answer to it properly in the exam and you can score better marks, correct? Now which one will you prefer to spend time on? Preface? No, right? So you have to invest your energy wisely on something that's of use for you, correct? Same way, on your website there will be numerous number of web pages which can be of no use at all for you, right? So but what happens, the problem is, without your notice, dynamically a lot of web pages would get generated on your website, especially if you are a dynamic website. If it is static website, no problem. If you are a dynamic website, bot might be seeing various kinds of pages, correct? So now in order to avoid all of this, you can actually instruct bot. So robots.txt file is a .txt file. This can be saved as .txt. .txt file with list of commands for the bots, which pages to be crawled and which pages not to be crawled, and this file will be residing in the root directory of your server, or will be added to the root directory of your server. You go to any website, you would see robots.txt. See, you go to any website, it's not compulsory. If it is not there also, no problem. It's not about no problem. So let's see if this has robots.txt or not. There's no robots.txt file on this website, but that's not a problem. I'll tell you. See, you have to see now, for example, in the park, go and sit in the park, there will be a board. Do not throw plastic. Do not pluck the flowers. Correct? There can be any kind of instructions. Based on the country, their instructions also might change. Correct? Correct? Why are these instructions coming in, first of all? There is no necessity of instructions when people are disciplined. Correct? When people have that wisdom, when people are knowledgeable, when people have common sense, you don't need any kind of instructions in the park, correct? Same way, when your website, when bot is not wasting its energy on your website, when there is no scope of energy loss on your website, you don't have to define robots.txt. So when you think that bots are wasting their energy on something else irrelevant, that's when you are going to define robots.txt. Robots.txt is a .txt file with a list of commands or instructions to the bot indicating which pages on the website to be crawled and which pages not to be crawled, and this file will be residing in the root directory of the server. Clear? Now we have to understand how to write robots.txt. You have to understand how to write robots.txt. Okay, so let's understand how to write robots.txt. Okay, so robots.txt, the first thing you will be doing is agent colon star, or agent, I'll write Google bot. So look at this agent colon, I'll write Bing bot. So when I say agent, I'm telling boss, it's you Google, boss, Bing, listen, listen carefully. That's what I'm telling when I write agent colon Google bot, Bing bot. Now instead of taking names of every individual, I don't want to take the names. If it is English grammar, we will be using everybody here, everyone here, correct? All of you here, right? So here we don't do that, we will simply write star. Agent star indicates it's applying to everybody now, okay? It's called as not agent, user agent. Okay, user agent colon star. There is something called as allow and disallow. Allow indicates, the first thing that you have to write is allow colon slash. So this is instructing bot blindly crawl everything on the website until I tell you what not to be crawled. Are you all following it? Blindly go to the website and crawl everything that comes to your notice until I tell what not to be crawled. Okay. So now who is going to tell what not to be crawled? You digital marketers will be telling it. Or the website developers can also do this, but this is the bigger responsibility of digital marketers. There is no necessity or purpose of blocking various kinds of pages for developers just like that. Right? They don't see the purpose. They don't understand this the way how digital marketers understand. They know how this works, but there's no proper purpose for him. Right? So now when I am exploring my website, I found that various pages like this are getting crawled. I realized, oh, there is no such page. Bot is crawling. See, bot, Google Search Console is basically a platform or a tool or a software that's establishing the communication between the bot and the website owner, where you will be able to see all the bot experience here. So this is all bot experience. Bot has seen all of these URLs pertaining to your websites. Are you all getting it, everybody? Bot is seeing everything. See, you are seeing that whatever the bot has seen. So basically, there is all the information with bot. Now you are creating an account and you are accessing it. Clear? So here you could see bot is crawling various kinds of pages, and now in order to define robots.txt, you should know which web page on your website is a valid web page and which is not a valid web page. Correct? See, I know my website does not contain question mark in any URLs. I know how I have created the URLs. .com/hair transplantation is my URL and there is no question mark in it. There is no underscore in it. My URL, the words are separated by hyphens. The moment I see something that's abnormal, something that's irregular, I sense that's not the actual page and I'll start blocking them. So when I see question marks, I will write question mark slash star. In front of question mark there can be any text question mark. So this is, you put anything in star place, and if your URL after .com/, if your URL is containing question mark, it will block. So disallow. So now this will be example. Example, what kind of URLs it will block? Example. So this will be blocking .com/ my account question mark. This URL will get blocked now. Disallow colon slash star slash question mark. So what kind of URL gets blocked here? What kind of URL? So so hash indicates it's commenting. After hash, nothing works. This text doesn't work. This is just for reference. We have to put notes right next to it how that works. So this is, so now I'll show it to you. This is hash. This is not hash. So I will remove this, but for my reference, I'm writing hash. I'm writing here this command is going to block and block any URL that contains question mark in the first level of URL structure. Now this one hash, what will happen with this? This command is going to block any URL that contains question mark in the second level, level 2. See, after that slash here, this is blocking. Are you all getting it? So example .com slash my account slash, I can write this way, any text, my account slash view question mark. It's going to block this kind of URL. You see the difference? Here it is just my account. Example .com slash my account question mark. So this kind of URL will get blocked where question mark arriving in the first level itself. Question mark is arriving in the first level of the URL, correct? And this is second level after slash my account slash second level, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So anything that you find, so now I want to block a URL that contains equal to, right? I will write disallow slash star equal to. This is going to block any URL that contains equal to. Clear? So now this file, you have to put all of this from here. Put it in a this thing only. I will simply delete all of this. I'll delete all of this and I'll save it as. Always you have to name this file as robots.txt. I'll remove all of this and from here, and now I'm going to add that to the root directory of my server. You send it to the developer. Already developer will copy paste all these comments or instructions here. So you can send all these comments or instructions simply to developer, and developer will paste all of them. Okay. Where is your robots.txt? Clear? When are you going to use robots.txt? When will you use? When should you be using robots.txt? When should you use robots.txt?
Why this is not done?
Huh?
Why this is not done?
Yes, when you sense, when you figure out, how do you figure it out? There is a wastage of energy. Note down, go to Google. So, but now Google temporarily it's not showing that information. So, site colon your website.com in Google. If you do site colon, it used to show number of pages. Your website has 200 pages. If it is showing abnormally high number of pages, let's say 2000, 5000, 10,000 indexed on Google, then there is a problem. So something like this. So site colon Candra digital .com. So Google used to show the number here. When you type site colon, Google used to show the number of pages, which is now not showing. Since 1 or 2 months, it's not showing that. Okay, so check it on incognito also. Even on incognito, site colon candradigital.com. You used to see the number here, number of pages indexed 3000, but it is not showing now. Google is not showing now. So if you see such issue, sorry, if you know that your website has only 3000 pages, but number of pages indexed is 10,000, then there is a serious issue. Okay. So now here you are not able to find. Usually doing site colon will Google will tell which all URLs Google is holding. But now this method doesn't work. So the best method is go to your search console, your pages section. So when you go to the pages section, when you see all this, you see here, you have to explore one by one. You will see various kinds of issues. Now here it is already blocked. Let's see some other website. You will get an idea. Let me take this. See, once upon a time, somehow these kinds of pages were there on the website. So bot is still crawling them. Last visit was June 9th. Today is June 24th. So maybe you can consider blocking these URLs. Slash services, something like this. Or maybe URL containing index.html, about.html. Any URL that contains .html. Any URL that contains slash service, any URL that contains .html. How do you write command to block .html? You'll write disallow colon slash star dot html. This is going to block any URL. All these URLs that contain .html will be blocked. See, slash css is getting crawled, and now you see this is not the only one. So you have another level as well. Sorry, another kind of URL slash star slash. Here it is showing CSS, or see, look at the CSS, or it can be any text. So instead of writing CSS, I'll simply write star. Star indicates any text. Fill in the blanks. You can fill anything that you want. Correct. So this kind of command will help to block those pages. Now next, there are only 11 such pages. Now you have to block slash a URL containing slash service. Maybe there could be a very good URL containing slash service also, we don't know. So service, there is actual URL. You should not be blocking any service page. Okay. So coming back. Now I'll come back. I'll see other kind of issues. Duplicate pages with user generated canonical. What are the duplicate pages here? See, there are URLs containing question mark also. Right? So this command, it works. Okay. So 20 URLs. .html we are already blocking. Underscore. These are all old URLs only. Anyways, .html is taking care of this. So no issue. Googlebot has seen these URLs crawl this URLs, but they did not index them. Why? Because there is no much volume, search volume, or there is no much value for Googlebot for these kinds of pages, and then they don't index. You don't have to block everything that you see here. Whatever is an issue, you can block them. Okay. So this is one method, and go to the settings. Even in the settings, you will be able to see some issues with your pages. Crawl stats. Where is your crawl energy getting wasted? Okay. So with this, we are done with robots.txt also. So whenever you find some issue with your rankings, so something definitely there will be a loss of energy. Something must be happening for sure. Most of the times it's waste of crawl energy if your rankings are dropping. Majority of the times, CTR and engagement also can impact. Not also they will also impact. They'll also impact, but you have to analyze if there is any major change made in. See, ranking doesn't really drop directly just like that to third page, fourth page suddenly, without with just a CTR or engagement drop. If crawl frequency is dropping, then there will be a significant drop. Otherwise, you would not see such kind of drop happening. Okay. Anybody has questions? No one has questions. Okay. We'll go to the next topic. Shall we? This one it's written here. Yeah, you see that here. Okay. So where this is going to get updated. So once you have robots.txt file, there are multiple methods. You will be sending to developer if you don't have access to the hosting. If you have access to the hosting, what you will do is you will go to your cPanel. Wherever your website's content is sitting on the server, to the same folder you are going to add robots.txt. Okay. So we were exploring Candra Foods robot.txt, right? I'll show it to you. So through FTP also you can simply upload FTP if you have access to FTP, if you have FTP account. So file manager public underscore HTML, where is that? Yeah, here. And your website folder, where is your website folder? Puts here. Here you will simply upload robots.txt file. Click on upload, select the file from your computer, done. Got it? You have to select the file. How you attach file to your email now? Same way. You just have to click upload and it automatically comes here. If not, you need to have an FTP access, file transfer protocol. using applications like FileZilla, WinSCP, right? They are softwares which will help you to connect with your server. You don't have to use cPanel, okay? So straight away from your FTP, you can upload content, okay? Yeah. So when something like this is happening, dynamic pages are getting created on your website, robots.txt is not the only solution. Along with robots.txt, you can also implement something called as canonical tag. See, canonical tag purpose or work is different actually. Even that is going to that's actually canonical tag will avoid the page sorry duplication and cannibalization. Okay. See, on websites like Flipkart, Amazon, you must have seen multiple pages, right? Page one, 2, 3 at the bottom. Correct? So, what is the title and description of each of this page? It's going to be the same, correct? Buy shoes online in India. When you click on page 2, it becomes page 2. When you click on page 3, it becomes page 3. When you click on page 4, it becomes page 4, correct? But the title and all is not going to be page 3, page 4. But even if it is page 3, page 4, it's of no value. When two pages on your website are speaking about the same product, let's say on your website there are two pages which belongs to pomegranate, you cannot optimize two pages with pomegranate keywords. None of the page will perform. That is duplicate. Two pages competing to rank for the same keyword is a duplicate issue, right? Page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you have 10 such pages, you optimizing all these pages for buy shoes online page 1, buy shoes online page 2, everything will still lead to duplicate issues. Or if you are not optimizing, if you are not optimizing like that also, Flipkart, where are Flipkarts? Instagram, Amazon, let's see this website.
The pictures that shown in the past, it is easy because of the schema.
No. This is because of shopping ads. This is not because of schema.
No.
This one. These are Google shopping ads. We're going to learn that. We're going to learn Google Merchant Center as well. The shopping, you click on this. So we're going to learn. These are ads, and these are the. Okay, we're going to learn. So now, does this has pagination? Let's see. This doesn't have pagination. This has lazy loading. Pagination. Mantra. Amazon. Yeah, you see here 1609 pages. So it says shoes. Okay, do you all see the URL here? It's saying shoes. When you click on next, what's happening? Oh, it's nice. It's still a shoes. Their implementation is good, just the listing is changing. Yeah. Flipkart actually has it. Flipkart is the best example. Yeah. See, URL is now, let's assume this is some URL. After clicking on 2, the URL changes. See, page 2. But if you observe this, it's going to be same for all the pages. So if it is same, this leads to, meanwhile, I don't want to block it on robots.txt. I want bots to be still visiting this web page. Why? Because the listing is changing. The product is different, correct? Every time the product changes on page 2, page 3, page 4, I want bots to be still going to this product and crawling the shoe as well, the slipper as well, whatsoever it is. So I don't want it to be blocked by robots.txt, and hence in those scenarios, I still want bot to be visiting every single page, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, which are all the URLs are changing. Bot treats every page as a different page, but titles and descriptions always remain same, right? Now to avoid this confusion for bot, where it starts indexing all the pages on Google, I'm telling boss, don't index any page except the first page and ignore every other page indexing to Google. Just crawl or read all the information put up on the page. And to communicate this, we are going to implement a tag called pagination canonical tag. Canonical pagination tag. Pagination tag. Canonical pagination tag. Okay. So how do we implement it? See, if it is not a pagination, so now you have parent page, child page. So now I have taken this as an example. This is parent URL or original URL. From this, a new URL is getting defined called Manjunath Chowdhury. Both pages are optimized for same set of keywords, Manjunath Chowdhury, Manjunath Kandra, and this one also for Manjunath Chowdhury and Manjunath Kandra. Which page should rank on Google? Now it's a duplicate issue, right? So in this scenario, what I will do is on page 2, on this page, in the head section, I'm going to add this line. Link rel canonical href equal to pointing to page 1. See, link rel canonical href, parent page URL. URL 1 goes here. Dropped on. This will be dropped on child page of page 2. Pointing to page 1. You see that here? So this one line tag will be added on the child page pointing to the parent page, indicating I am the child page or I am originating from the parent, correct? Why are we using this terminology parent and child is because child page titles and descriptions and parent page titles and descriptions will be same. But the content to be crawled by bot is going to be different. Some listing is going to change. So in those scenarios, we will use canonical tag. If this is not at all needed, we will simply delete it. I cannot delete page 2, page 3, page 4, right? Because there is some valuable information. Even if you are experiencing something like this, if this page has something different information, right? Different listing, right? And if you want bot to be crawling those information or details, then you use the canonical tag. Otherwise, this page can be completely deleted. Why 2 pages targeting same set of keywords? You can delete. The right action item here in this case could be deletion of this page and redirecting it to the parent page. But then since there is some slightly different information on this page, though it is also targeting same keyword, like listing example is the best example. The listing is changing, right? So in those scenarios, we can point canonical tag to page 1. Okay. So if it is a pagination canonical tag, what we do is we drop such kinds of tags on page 1 pointing to page 2 and on page 2 pointing to page 1 and page 3, previous page and next page, and on page 3 you will be pointing to page 2 and page 4. Page 2 is previous page and page 4 is next page and page 3 is current page. You see that here? Previous, next, link rel equal to previous page 2. This tag will be dropped on page 3. See, 99% of the times you don't have to implement these kinds of things, and this will be taken care by the website developers. If at all, if they are not taking care of this, you can instruct implementing this, and that being the reason you should be in a position to instruct, and that being the reason we are discussing the topic today. Okay, these are called as pagination canonical. On page 1 you are pointing to page 2, and on page 2 you are pointing to page 1, previous page, and next page, page 3. Okay, if you have 100 pages, on 100th page one will be pointing to previous page, that is 99th page, and one will be pointing to 101 page. If it is last page, 101 is the last page, you will be simply writing link rel equal to previous page 100. Got it? That's how the pagination canonical is indexed. Clear, everyone? If it is too much for today, we'll wind it up. If not, we will discuss. There is something called as rel equal to no index, no follow. That's the last thing we can discuss. Should we continue or should we wind it up for today, everybody? Online joiners, are you all following?
Yes, sir.
Should we continue or should we wind it up?
Continues.
Okay. Everybody? Okay, fine. Okay. So now there is, you all understood now the canonical tags, right? There is something called as self-canonical as well. Self-canonical. Self-canonical. In this scenario, if by any chance the child gets created with a dynamic URL or session ID or with any unique URL, it will by default hold a canonical tag pointing to the original or parent page, and hence bots ignore indexing such URL. Okay, self-canonical tag. See, if child is getting created on child page, automatically there will be a new this thing, exactly this thing, something like this pointing to the parent page. That's called as self-canonical tag. Yeah. Okay. So if by any chance on your website, if you don't want bots to be indexing a page, for example, let's say all your company's secrets are on a web page .com/company secrets or formula, and you don't want this page to be indexed on Google. So Google indexes and shows all the URLs pertaining to your website like this. So I don't want any one of the URL. I don't want this URL to be shown on Google. Now it is showing, right? So if I don't want that to be happening, so in the head section, see now canonical tag is also added in the head section of the HTML. So where is this head section? So head section. So head section, and head section is closing here. So before this head section is getting closed anywhere, you can add an instruction, no index, no follow. Okay, we have added index. So you can simply add this command or instruction on your web page. You see here, I may have to zoom it. Yeah, content meta name robots content equal to no index comma no follow. We are instructing boss, do not index this page and do not crawl any link on this page. Content meta name robots content equal to no index comma no follow. We are telling bot not to index this page and show on the Google like this. So you're just simply adding a instruction to bot not to index your web page and show up on the Google. Got it? Clear? You may not be using. Why will you prefer to block a web page for Google indexing and crawling? If at all, if you want to do it, you can do it. So on WordPress websites, under the settings, under the read options, there is something called as read, or under the settings option, you will see an option discourage search engines from crawling your websites. There will be a tick mark turning on and off, checking and unchecking. If you tick mark, automatically it's going to add no index no follow to your complete website. If no index no follow tag is getting added to your complete website, bots will start indexing your web page, and even if it has already indexed, it will start removing everything from its Google index. You are doing everything to show up on Google, and now with this tag you are asking to remove everything from Google. Got it? Yeah. So how is the tag used? Meta robots content index. So I will write it here for everyone's reference. Meta name robots content equal to no index comma no follow. So we'll write it this way. Meta name equal to robots content equal to no index comma no follow, right? And always closing by this tag. Just by adding this one line, on your web pages, you are asking search engines to remove all the content from the index, or don't index the content. Gone, you will not get any business. So many times by mistakenly people add this. Developers, especially the website development teams, mistakenly add this. After any major changes, while doing some other changes on the website, they will by mistakenly add this. As a digital marketer, you have to keep eye on these kinds of things. Okay? Keep eye on these kinds of things and remove all of those such problems or issues. Okay. Okay. Clear? Okay, so there are some guidelines about the images optimization on your website. You all know page has to be kept as light as possible. Page has to be as light as possible, and it becomes super heavy when the images are very big, correct? 5 MB image on your page. Your web page is already 1 MB and 5 MB 6 MB. Bot is coming with a bandwidth 6 MB. Bot spends on this one page. You would have crawled 10 more extra pages, right? It's wastage of energy, correct? So this being the reason, you should stop. You should start uploading. You should stop uploading heavy images or compress the images. Okay, or there is something called as CSS sprites. If there are 20-30 images on your web page, the CSS sprites will convert them to uh, a collage kind of thing. You have seen Google Collage, right? Photos, it combines multiple 10-20 photos and makes one photo, correct? So same thing, but the beauty here is all 20 photos doesn't appear at one place. First photo can be shown in the top or at the bottom somewhere else. 20th photo can be shown somewhere wherever you can. Though they all are in one single image, you can pick any image of your choice from this bigger image, from this collage, and display only single images wherever you want. Basically, there is only one request going to the server. Instead of 20 requests for 20 images, there is only one request going to the server. Understanding? So your web page, in order to serve this web page, for you it's only one request. This is one request going to server. But this page is a combination of images, right? There are multiple things in this page. In order to bring this web page to your browser, it must be serving some 10-15 images. So we will discuss this in depth in the technical SEO. Okay. So for now, you just remember, you can compress or resize the images. A 10 MB image can become only 50 KB also. Okay. So compress the images and upload to your server. That's all about the images optimization. Maintain the proper aspect ratios. Provide alt tags. So people like you, the real human beings, understand the images by seeing them through the eyes. Correct? How do bots see whether that's banana or mango or grape or pomegranate? They'll not know, right? So they'll understand what is banana, what is pomegranate, what is mango based on an information in the image tag called as an alt attribute. Image tag is there. In the tag there will be an alt attribute. Okay. So image tag, I'll just show it to you. So your image will be, see now here, if you have to show any image on your website, wherever you want to show image, there you have to drop this piece of code, HTML tag. Here you see alt girl in a jacket. This shouldn't be kept empty. If this is mango, this image girl.jpg is right? This one I'll put it as mango.jpg. Here alt equal to, it has to be filled mango. Based on this text or information, Googlebot understands it's a mango. So if you want to display mango on any on your web page, see, if you want to display mango here, you have to put in the HTML like this. Okay. Write yourself text to W3 schools. Okay. Clear? So W3 Schools is a beautiful platform to learn HTML. It's very simple, easy, anybody can learn. It's fun. Okay, if you learn HTML, you can develop the websites. Instead of drag and drop using WordPress editor, you can only write everything. And your web pages will be very light. Okay. Clear? Internal linking mesh, we'll discuss it much later. From tomorrow's class, we'll start with technical SEO. Yeah? Tomorrow, once I am back, I'll message you. I'll be here by 3 o'clock, plus or minus 5-10 minutes. Okay? So I'll try to be even before 3 o'clock. Yeah? Anybody has questions? Are you all understanding? Finding it difficult? Shivu? Anjum, Nirup,
Yes, sir.
understanding it all?
Yes, sir.
Facing difficulty in understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, then we'll wind it up for today and then we'll connect back again tomorrow, okay? So same
Okay, sir.
link, you all join, yeah? I'll be plus or minus 5 minutes. Mostly I'll be there by before 3 itself. Yeah? Okay, see you then all of you. Bye.